I really am happy to be here, and a couple of things that I wanted to say as a welcome is just really to not just thank Sapna and John and team because they do such an amazing amount of work to pull this together. And when John asked me to be co-chair, as usual, who can say no to John Wong? And many of you have been asked by him to do something, but John and staff make this a very easy job. But I also want to say thank you to all of you as our participants today because you make the commitment to be here out of your busy weeks and busy days to really not just learn together, but to really network. And today, as Sapna said, today is about impact. So we really encourage the conversations. Please fill out any ideas on the evaluation forms. But be thinking about that all day because we want to walk away with something after this that says, what is it that we can do differently? So I'd also like to thank all of our speakers and panelists. We've got an amazing agenda, as you already know, but also thank our corporate sponsors. And I just want to make sure that everybody on page 2 of your program takes a look at all these wonderful corporate sponsors that really are the leaders in diversity and inclusion. And they sponsor it because that's what they stand for. So at JPMorgan Chase, we're one of those, and I just wanted to give a couple quick notes on JPMorgan Chase and why I'm proud to work for the firm, is we have been a longtime partner, I think from the beginning, with AABDC, John's organization, but also have partnered on this conference. And part of it is, it really does come from our chairman CEO, Jamie Dimon's commitment to making sure that we are the best, most diverse, most inclusive, but really most innovative and agile organizations around. So at the top of JPMorgan Chase, we're we're at 35% gender diverse. Globally, obviously, we have a tremendous leadership team that's diverse. We're working in the United States to make sure that we continue to advance different groups and leaders among ethnicities. But we're on a journey like all of you. And so I would just say to you that it really is a commitment of not just the CEO. We're lucky we have a CEO that believes in it, but we really need everybody to row together. Joyce Chang, who's going to be popping in and out today, who's our top Asian American female. She runs our global equities business here in New York. She really has been the champion for this partnership of the firm, but I encourage you to meet her. She's a wonderful, tremendous person and really an advocate within the firm. So I'm just going to add a couple of comments on context before I turn it over and introduce our keynote speaker. Really, I think last year, and Sapna said it well, we started the NMA, the New Majority Alliance. And I was so proud that John and everyone else really said, we need to be more than just about one ethnicity. We need to join hands with Sid Wilson's wonderful organization, HACR. We need to join hands with the ELC, with then Ron, but now Skip Spriggs, to really make sure that we have this really kind of cross-collaborative, cross-sector partnership to advance really all of us in corporate suites as well as corporate boardrooms. So it was really initially just a call to action, or at least a call. And really, we're really looking this year for a little bit more of how do we put some meat on the bones, if you will, and move forward. I know last night we had, just so you know, kind of a networking reception with executive recruiters. We had a fantastic keynote address from Henry Cisneros, who you'll hear on the panel this morning, from Steve Walker at the National Association of Corporate Directors. But we had a number of recruiters in the room, and we had Catalyst, and we had just folks that were really interested in working in partnership with us to advance the agendas. So there's lots of people beyond this room that are partners with us, but we need your best thinking and best ideas. So I guess I would just challenge you today as you listen throughout the day to our fantastic speakers, is not just to listen and not just to take notes on how you can do things differently in your own organizations, though that's part of it. I would really encourage you to talk at the breaks, to talk with John, to talk with our partners here on ideas. What can we do collectively together to advance the New Majority Alliance agenda? That is, to open up more spots on corporate board rooms and open up more spots in the C-suite. But how do we get that pipeline moving? Because I think that's really our biggest challenge as we stand here today. So it's exciting today. I'm here because I'm committed to this personally. I'm here because I think it's an exciting time for all of us, and I'm here because I think it's a time of real opportunity. And I think really if we all row together, we can make it happen. So let me turn now and introduce our opening keynote speaker. He's really exciting, and I have heard of him. I haven't had the pleasure of actually meeting him until this morning, but his name is James Rhee. And he lists himself, and you're going to hear that this morning, by the way, as an impact-focused entrepreneur, investor, operator, and educator. So right now, he's chairman and CEO of the plus-size women's fashion brand that most everybody's heard of. It's Ashley Stewart. He's a founder of the Firepine Group, which is an investment firm that really helps fund transformative and impactful change in many, many enterprises. You know, he has a uniquely diverse background, and I know he's going to talk about it this morning. He's been in private equity. He's a retail, obviously, entrepreneur. He's a venture investor, but he also invests in a number of businesses beyond retail, media and technology as well. So I guess I would say about Ashley Stewart, and he's going to talk about that this morning, is he's been responsible for transforming what was a bankrupt brand into really a great national viable brand today. But I think what he's most proud of is that he calls it a values-based and socially responsible brand. So it is one of the fastest growing in the country in women's plus sizes, and really I would just say that he is one of the national leaders in the National Retail Federation, NRF, which is one of the most influential retail organizations in the country. And the nice thing I found out this morning, he has a connection to us, because James is going to be joining our JPMorgan Chase Black Pathways Advisory Board. Now you'll notice he's not black, but he'll tell you a little bit of a story about how why he's doing that. I won't go over all his awards and recognitions, but let me just say that not just the story of Ashley Stewart, which is a chronicled story in all of the business media, is a story to listen to, but it's really how he has done that. So we're really fortunate to have him as our opening speaker, so please help me welcome to the stage James Rhee. James?